What's going on, everyone? Badger here, and third time was not the charm, at least not for Paramount. You see here multiple sites reporting Warner Brothers Discovery has rejected three separate bids for a takeover, each one more and more money. We know David Zaslav 100% wants a bidding war, wants to go ahead with that plan to split the company into its movie and game assets and then all the networks and all of that. Paramount has been very open and honest even before Warner Brothers Discovery officially announced that, we are accepting offers for purchase. They have been very open and honest about wanting to buy it outright. Including their 38 billion, now what, $40 billion in debt, because that just keeps rising, upwards of $70 billion purchase. You can see here for the third time, the most aggressive bid yet, offered 87% premium over Warner Brothers Discovery's share price prior to the news last month. So we got the first offer came in at $19 a share. The second one they raised to $22, and this final bid sent on October 3rd offered $23.50 per share in cash and stock, according to a letter obtained and reviewed by the New York Times. What makes this bid particularly striking is its cash heavy structure, i.e., they were willing to pay 80% of it in cash and increase the reverse termination fee to $2.1 billion if the deal fell through. So even if they said yes to the purchase and the government denied the merger, because this would create a new power dynamic in Hollywood, they still would have made something and wouldn't have had the reverse termination fee. Paramount argued in a letter that it was the only viable buyer capable of completing such a deal without insurmountable regulatory pushback. Ellison emphasizing that competitors like Amazon and Comcast, who we know for a fact want to purchase, if not the networks, some of those properties, they would face greater antitrust scrutiny, particularly given President Trump's long-standing criticism of CNN and Comcast Brian Roberts. No secret that David Ellison is the son of the billionaire Larry Ellison, and they are all very chummy with the Trump White House. So, yes, that's there. And as I said, it would create a new power dynamic. The stakes for Hollywood. Had the Paramount Warner Brothers bid succeeded, and it might still, we'll talk about that, it might still. Again, it's just the third down, and when you know how much Ellison thinks he wants the stocks to go for, a bit higher than 22 and 24, this is just how you play the game. Point, counterpoint. If they would, the merger would have put CBS News, now under control of Barry Weiss, and CNN under one corporate roof, and it would have paired Paramount Plus and HBO Max, potentially forming one of the most powerful streaming entities in the world, an outcome that could reshape entertainment for years to come. And Paramount, if nothing else, has been very open and honest about wanting to do that, wanting to return to theatrical releases and putting power back in the hands of creators. That's why we've seen the Duffer Brothers go over there. That's why we've seen James Mangold and other creatives go there, specifically because they were promised theatrical releases. We've also seen them get, licensing UFC and all the other things. So they are at least moving in the right direction. You see here, Warner Bros. Discovery, meanwhile, faces a looming challenge: declining cable revenue and a streaming platform struggling to compete with Netflix and YouTube in scale. So what comes next? We wait for them to make another offer, because WBD's rejection doesn't mean the courtship is over. Paramount has demonstrated both financial flexibility and persistence, and analysts, including myself, believe a higher bid could still emerge. Yeah, I think they should just cut out all the bullshit. I've been watching a lot of Landman. Let's just cut to the chase. Here's your $80 billion with 85% of it in cash, and just give us the goddamn thing, because in the long run, it'll probably be better if Paramount just buys it all up rather than piecemealing it out, because we've got Apple, Amazon, Netflix, NBC Universal, and Paramount itself all going for Warner Brothers, and those other four, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Universal, Comcast, whatever, they don't want to buy all of it. They just want to buy the movie properties, maybe some of the video game rights. And again, based on some of the loyalty, like Amazon, I don't want them touching DC. We've seen what they do. Netflix is very hit or miss. And again, what properties would they get? So that's it right there. But really, what does it mean for James Gunn? Well, he still has his contract expire in 2026. But regardless, if Paramount buys everything or if the movie division is sold, Gunn is probably not going to be sticking around, just because it's not even a report on his quality, because there are plenty of people that are happy with what he's doing. It's simply that when you take something over, when you take over an entire company, very rarely do the heads stay. They get golden parachutes. By the way, I will add that third Paramount offer, apparently, as reported by the New York Times, David Zaslav, was offered co-CEO if he were to stay on. So I don't think David has any intention. I don't think he's a creative. I don't think he came into Warner Bros. Discovery to make movies. I think he came to return them to profitability so he could sell it and have it go into a bidding war and then get the biggest golden parachute of all time. Meanwhile, Gunn basically acknowledging that he knows it might not be him in the future. We saw this from Boba Talks.
So one thing I've been really curious about is you've referenced things like Peacemaker Season 2 and Lanterns setting up different threads and arcs. How far do these arcs go? Like, do they culminate in Man of Tomorrow, or can we expect them to go further than that?
If I
stay is what he started to say.
They definitely go significantly further than Man of Tomorrow.
Okay.
So now, whether or not that'll be me that's able to fulfill that promise.
Wasn't making eye contact, sort of looking down and sheepish, because look, his contract is up for renewal. And even if he stays, they might put another creative in charge of different properties. He might have heavy creative controls and shackles on him. Who knows? Guide rails, which he certainly needs, but even he knows.
Depends on a lot of things in life.
It depends on a lot of things in life. And so that's basically where we are. All right. Where they've turned down the third offer at only $24 a share. I guarantee you that they're going to get another one and another one. And we'll see. We'll see. Personally, like I said, I think it would be better if Paramount just buys all of it rather than piecemealing everything out and you just don't know who has what. But that's just me. You let me know what you think. Either way, by all means, make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you.
Well, bye.